What's happening? It's your girl Mercedes Eileen. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, my channel is mainly about self-help, mental health. I have a few singing videos on here, but I think eventually I'm going to make a separate one for singing and a separate one for this. This channel, Mercedes Eileen, will most likely be my channel about real life stuff because I'm a real life person going through real life shit. Ooh, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you're into content like that. If you've already seen some of my videos, thank you so much for tuning back in. I appreciate you so much for coming back. This video today is going to be about mom guilt, and I'm gonna do my best because I tried to record this video yesterday, but I just could not stay on topic. Like, it was really hard for me to stay on topic. So I'm gonna do like a itty bitty life update in the beginning, just because the last video was so, I feel like, heavy. So I kind of have to explain myself.
Girl, are you better? Because we was tore down in that last video.
Yes, I am feeling a lot better. But I've been doing pretty good just off the medications alone. And honestly, so much happier in life and just doing a lot better. You know, like when they say like, damn, it's crazy. Like sometimes when you lose people in your life, like as soon as they go, like your life start getting better. That's the type of situation that this really is. And it be sucking because you don't be wanting to be like, damn, like maybe that person was bringing me down. Maybe that person was the reason. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to blame your misfortune on others. But honestly, that's what it's looking like. Damn.
My titties look wide. Why do they look like that?
If you don't know from the last video, go ahead and watch the last video because you might not understand this video without understanding the last one. But I am currently 28 weeks. When I made the last video, I think I was still like early in my second trimester. I just reached my third trimester and I am tired as hell, but I'm tired every day that I wake up. It doesn't matter how early I go to sleep. Some nights I don't sleep except for like a few hours. Like, girl, it's too much. Like, being pregnant is no joke. Honestly, it's not as bad though as my first trimester. My first trimester, I was sick. Not only sick, but depressed, just in a terrible, terrible, terrible space, just altogether, because of what I was going through, but also just because of being pregnant. So, mom guilt. After getting over everything I talked about in my last video, after getting over my ex, healing through that situation a little bit more, I've really just come to a standpoint of having more peace about it. I've accepted what has happened to me. I've accepted that that was a traumatic situation. And I know it was really a traumatic situation because I recently just went to my psychiatrist and I hadn't got to talk to her about it because I only see my psychiatrist like every 3 months. I think I made that video in May and it's August right now. And she kind of just like, I don't want to say made me relive, but she was just like saying everything that had happened. And y'all, I just started tearing up. Like, it really made me emotional because I felt bad that my baby even had to go through some shit like that, and she's not even here yet. And she's going through that while I'm pregnant. Like, what the hell are we gonna go through when she actually gets here? I feel some guilt about that. I feel some guilt about not being mentally ready for the pregnancy. And I also feel guilt about the person that I got pregnant by, potentially. I feel really guilty about my baby having to go through that with me. I also feel guilty about the person that I chose to have sex with. Therefore, I put myself in danger of having a baby with. Therefore, I'm having a baby with. Honestly, growing up, being a single mother was one of my biggest fears, and it came true. And not only did it come true, but it would have been different if I had never even been with my ex and I had just been with the other dude that I was just messing around with. Like, okay, that's one situation. Like, okay, that's a single mother. Like, damn, I don't want this to happen, but when you out there and it's possible. For it to actually possibly be a situation where someone I was with actually left me while I was pregnant, like, that to me was even worse than just it being a one night stand and me getting pregnant from that. It was actually a lot worse than I ever could have imagined. And you know, I felt like that wasn't fair to me. I don't feel like that's my fault. I feel like that's definitely the person's fault who did what they did to me. But at the same time, I mean, I had terrible taste in boys. Like, and I call them boys purposefully because they're boys. And it took a long time for me to realize that the reason that the potential father of my child did what he did was because he hates himself, not because he actually hates me. Because I never did anything to him for him to hate me. So, you know, it was really just a situation where I was being projected upon.
I don't like the person that you've become.
It's not that he didn't like the person that I had become, because I was still the same person. I was just depressed. If anything, when someone is depressed that you love, you try to help them get out of it. You try to build them up from it. You don't tear them down even more. So that just lets me know he was coming from a place of self-hate, projecting what he felt about himself onto me.
You don't want to work on yourself. You don't want to get better. You're trying to distract yourself.
When actually he was already dating the very week that we broke up. For me to get over that situation, I had to accept a lot. I had to accept that my potential baby father was not the person that I thought that he was. I was bamboozled. And that made me angry, and it made me sad. Because I felt like I could have done better. Like, I could have took more measures to make sure this situation did not happen. If I really wanted my first baby to be a good pregnancy, to be a good situation, I could have took better measures to not get pregnant. Even though I did do what I had always done, but it's just like, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Like, sometimes you take a Plan B and you still get pregnant. Sometimes you take birth control and you still get pregnant. I really just think it was supposed to happen. Like, there's the only way that I could make it make sense in my head was that I was supposed to have this baby. There are a lot of upsides to me having this baby, because my baby helped me pull myself out of the depression. Like, she gave me a motivation to not want to be depressed. Not that I wanted to be depressed. Nobody wants to be depressed. Nobody chooses that. But the fire up under my ass to get out of that mindset was so much hotter than it was before. I never felt like I had anything to live for before, like being pregnant. I didn't. I was very depressed and I was very sad. That's part of the reason why I even ended up in the situation that I'm in now. If the potential baby father is the potential baby father, I was sad, like, you know, and I don't want to get off task. I'm thinking about a lot of things that I could say that are just off. I really just feel guilty now because I could have done better. Like, I could have made better decisions. But it's like, it's kind of bittersweet because I can blame myself, but then I really can't. Like, I more so have to forgive myself because I did not know better at the time. Even though we would like to think that we know and we have control over everything, I did not know better at the time. I was doing what I knew how to do, and that was numb my pain. And, you know, from numbing my pain, I got pregnant. It is what it is, but at the same time, I have something to live for. I have someone to fight for now. I have someone that will probably unconditionally love me. Lord bless and say the same. Like, I hate to pull it out of my ass, but that's really how I feel. Like, maybe I need this. Like, maybe this is what will get me where I need to be, because I have to be better. I have to do better. I cannot do the same things I was doing before. Having a daughter is really opening my eyes to what I need to do, what I need to get done, and how important it is that I get it done and that I do it. I've been going back and forth between anger and guilt and sadness. Sometimes I get sad because my baby's not in a two-parent situation, and that's all I ever wanted for my child. But then it's like, sometimes people are better where they're at. When I think about my dad abandoning me, he was a lot better. Like, I was a lot better off without him than with him. My dad was very unstable, still is, but he was very unstable, you know, when I was in my developing years. And I could only imagine the damage that he would have done being there. Maybe either way, I would have had the bad childhood trauma that I had, but it could have been worse if he was there. Like, maybe that's this situation. Maybe my potential baby father is better off where he's at. Like, maybe my baby is better off without him being there, you know? Like, yeah, she's gonna be sad because her dad wasn't there, but it's like, would you rather someone be there and ruin your life or not be there? And that kind of just make you feel some type of way. You get what I'm saying? Every time that he's been in my life, he's brought me down. He's made me worse. Every time I've always ended up in a worse situation than I was when I first started messing with him. So it kind of makes me think like maybe this is what's best for my child. I hope that makes sense. But basically, that's really the end of this video. I done said everything I needed to say. That's really where I'm at with how I feel about having my baby. In the future, I will most likely do more mom videos. I am going to be paying very close attention to how I react close to my baby getting here, which we're close. When she gets here, after she gets here, because I really want to keep an eye on my mental health and things like that, just because I don't want to lose track of that. I really want to pay close attention because I didn't know what it was like to have bipolar disorder and be pregnant, and I don't know what it's like to have bipolar disorder and actually have like a newborn child. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that. I'm going to keep y'all updated. I might take breaks from every now and again. It's really hard for me to be consistent. Just fluctuate over here, all right? But I can definitely try to be more consistent. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Comment if you have something to say, and like. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.